Good morning. Thanks for joining us on the news at 10 on NTA News 24. We are reaching you live from the Federal Capital Territory, Abuja. I am Tessie Omeri. Now the headlines. President Buhari appoints new service chiefs. National Assembly calls for suspension of 10 billion naira vaccine production fund. Federal government flags off N creative program. And in business, Central Bank of Nigeria retains monetary policy rate at 11.5%. And now details. President Muhammadu Buhari has accepted the immediate resignation of service chiefs and retirement from service. These are the Chief of Defense Staff, General Abayomi Olani-Shokin, Chief of Army Staff, Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, Chief of Naval Staff, Vice Admiral Ibok Ekwe-Ibaz, and Chief of the Air Staff, Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar. A statement by the Special Advisor to the President on Media and Publicity, Femi Adesina, indicates that President Buhari thanks the outgoing service chiefs for what he calls their overwhelming achievements in our efforts at bringing enduring peace to their country, wishing them well in their future endeavors. The new service chiefs are Major General Lucky Irabo, Chief of Defense Staff, Major General Ibrahim Atahiru, Chief of Army Staff, Rear Admiral Awal Gambo, Chief of Naval Staff, and Air Vice Marshal Isiaka Amao, Chief of the Air Staff. The President congratulates the new service chiefs and urged them to be loyal and dedicated in the discharge of their responsibilities. And following the appointment, the new spotlight now is on the new service chiefs. Defense correspondent Najatu Tijani presents the profiles of these new military chiefs.
Major General Lucky Irabo, whose initials spell Leo, is a regular course 34 officer of the Nigerian Defense Academy NDA, who attained the rank of Major General in 2014 and has served as Theatre Commander Operation Laifia Aduli, as well as the Force Commander Multinational Joint Task Force in the Lake Chad Basin area. He hails from Agbo in Delta State. Major General Irabo, who is the immediate Chief of Training and Operations at the Defense Headquarters, replaces General Gabriel Abayomi Oloni-Shokin. The new Chief of Army Staff, Major General Atahiru Ibrahim, was born on August 10, 1966 and hails from Kaduna North Local Government Area of Kaduna State. He is a member of Regular Course 35 of the Nigerian Defense Academy. Before his appointment as the Chief of Army Staff, he was the General Officer commanding 82 Division of the Nigerian Army, Enugu. He was also a former Theatre Commander of Operation Laifia Aduli. Major General Atahiru takes over from Lieutenant General Tukur Buratai, now retired. The Chief of Naval Staff, Rear Admiral Awal Zubairu Gambo, was born on 22nd April 1966 and hails from Nasarawa Local Government Area in Kano State. He enlisted into the Nigerian Navy on the 24th of September 1984 as a member of Regular Course 36 and was commissioned Sub-Lieutenant on 24 September 1988. He is an underwater warfare specialist before his appointment as the Chief of Naval Staff, Rear Admiral Gambo, Director of Procurement at the Defense Space Administration. He takes over from Vice Admiral Ibokete Ekwe-Ibaz, now retired. The new Chief of the Air Staff is Air Vice Marshal Isiaka Oladayo Amao. He was born on 14 September 1965 in Enugu and hails from Osogbo Local Government Area of Osun State. He enlisted into the Nigerian Air Force on the 19th of January 1984 as a member of the 35th Regular Course of the Nigerian Defense Academy and was commissioned as Pilot Officer on 20th December 1986. Before his appointment as Chief of the Air Staff, Air Vice Marshal Amao was the commandant of the Armed Forces Resettlement Center in Lagos. He is a fighter instructor pilot with more than 1,500 jet instructional hours. He has participated in several operations, including Operation Laifia Dole, and is a recipient of the Chief of the Air Staff Letter of Commendation for Good Leadership and several other awards. Air Vice Marshal Amao takes over from Air Marshal Sadiq Abubakar, now retired. Naja'atu Tijani, NTA News.
Still on the new military chiefs, the Northern Governors Forum has welcomed the appointment of new service chiefs by President Muhammadu Buhari and also commended the outgone service chiefs for giving their best in the service of the nation. In a statement by Dr. Makut Simon Macham, Director of Press and Public Affairs to the Chairman of the Forum and Plateau State Governor Simon Bako Lalong, commended the President for taking the decision and asked the new service chiefs to put in their best, not only to meet the expectations of the Commander-in-Chief, but also that of Nigerians who have high expectations for enhanced security and safety of lives and property. He urged them to build on the successes of their predecessors and also learn from their challenges in order to address the lingering problems of terrorism, insurgency, banditry, kidnapping and other violent crimes that the nation has been battling to contain. Lalong assured the service chiefs of the support and collaboration of Northern Governors Forum in addressing insecurity in the region and the nation as a whole in order to enable the citizens pursue their legitimate businesses without any hindrance. He appealed to Nigerians to support and pray for the new service chiefs as they provide leadership for the patriotic officers and men of the armed forces to put up a final onslaught against protracted security challenges. Governor Lalong also thanked the former service chiefs for their courage, sacrifices and commitment to protecting Nigerians or Nigeria's territorial integrity and dealing with internal threats during their stewardship and wished them well in their future endeavors. The All Progressives Congress has appealed for public support for the new service chiefs as they perform their constitutional roles of protecting the country's territorial integrity and tackle emerging security threats. In a statement by Senator John Akpan Udo Deche, National Secretary, APC Caretaker and Extraordinary Convention Planning Committee, the party expresses confidence that the new service chiefs will consolidate on the achievements of their predecessors in keeping the country safe and peaceful through increased synergy among the armed forces. The statement describes recent incidents in the country where people put ethnic spins to issues of security as counterproductive and dangerous to national security. The party's used for peaceful coexistence and mutual understanding among Nigerians, irrespective of which part of the country they choose to live and work. And in a related development, the People's Democratic Party expresses hope that the appointment of new service chiefs by President Muhammadu Buhari will mark a turning point in the fight against insecurity. In a statement from the party's National Publicity Secretary, Kola Alubodian, the party urges the new service chiefs to brace up for the challenges of the nation and note that their appointment at this time, more than at any other point in the nation's history, demands a huge sense of commitment, responsibility and determination to secure the nation and restore peace, order and national cohesiveness in the polity. Similarly, the African Democratic Congress says the president exercises his right to appoint or remove service chiefs and believes that the action will help the morale of the military personnel. The ADC prays for the new team to be broad-minded and mindful in the decisions that they make. Also, the Young Progressives Party has also commended President Muhammadu Buhari for listening to Nigerians and letting go of his service chiefs. The action, it says, is critical to rejuvenating their near-lost confidence in the security forces. The Benue State Security Council has reacted to the security situation in its neighboring Nasarawa state with promised never to compromise efforts to tackle any form of insecurity in Benue. Deputy Governor of Benue State, Benson Habonu, stated this after the Security Council meeting at the Government House, Makurdi. Charles Abba reports.
The security meeting, chaired by the Deputy Governor, Benson Habonu, lasted for about 3 hours. He explained that issues of security discussed during the meeting were not for public consumption, but that the Security Council is worried about the recent security situation around its neighboring Nasarawa state.
We did discuss about that, and we felt that it is something that should be taken seriously. And we as Benue State, we are taking it seriously. And we are trying to see what we can do to ensure that the security of Benue State is not compromised.
The Deputy Governor further said that all security apparatus would be on red alert to nip any upheavals in the board. In Makurdi, Charles Abba, NTA News.
You're watching the news at 10 on the network service of the NTA News 24. The news continues after this break. Still to come, the National Center for Disease Control announces over 1,000 new cases of COVID-19 in Nigeria.
For now, the best and most efficient way to avoid getting infected is through regular hygienic and sanitary practices, as well as social distancing. As individuals, we remain the greatest weapon to fight this pandemic. By washing our hands regularly with clean water and soap, disinfecting frequently used surfaces and areas, coughing into a tissue or elbow, and strictly adhering to infection prevention control measures in health facilities.
Thank you for staying with us. Now, update on COVID-19. 1,303 new cases of COVID-19 has been confirmed in Nigeria by NCDC as of Tuesday, 26th of January 2021. Lagos has 478, FCT 211, Nasarawa 83, Rivers 72, Kwara 42, Edo has 36, Ondo has 34, Benue and Kaduna 32 cases each, as Katsina and Plateau had 26 each. Kano and Taraba also recorded 25 new cases each. Others are Osun 22, Delta and Oyo States 21, while Niger 19. Sokoto has 18, Ebonyi recorded 17, Ekiti 14, Gombe State recorded 13, Ogun 12, Bauchi has 11, Zamfara 8, Borno had 4 and Jigawa 1. Discharged cases stands at 99,276 with deaths recorded of 1,522. And away from COVID, the National Assembly Joint Committee on Health has resolved that the Ministry of Health suspend the spending of 10 billion naira released to it for vaccine production until it receives details, that is, breakdown of how the funds will be spent. The committee arrived at the resolution during a meeting with the ministers and top management of the Ministry of Health. Ignatius Mko reports.
It was the continuation of the parliamentary engagement on the 10 billion naira the Minister of Finance released to the Ministry of Health for vaccine production. The meeting was for the Minister of Health to explain to the Joint Committee in specific terms where the 10 billion naira will be channeled.
For local manufacturing of vaccines, biovaccine. And it is in connection with the COVID-19 intervention program.
The private sector was engaged. That's Bayer and Baker. A joint venture vehicles was incorporated with the name Biovaccine Nigeria Limited. And the equity was that the plant in Yaba, owned by the federal government through the Department of Food and Drugs, should form part of the federal government equity to May and Baker. And May and Baker will now bring technical capacity and technical know-how.
But unfortunately, the parliamentary committee needed more facts, especially on the memorandum of understanding between Nigeria and May and Baker on Nigeria's vaccine production program.
Our decision for now, which I will come out to move, is that we can't spend it. We'll put it, we'll write it, until when you provide us with a satisfactory answer.
The Minister of Health suspends the further use of any money already released, as according to NTAi, the 10 billion release according to the budget of 2020.
Meanwhile, the National Assembly Joint Committee on the Independent National Electoral Commission has received the report of its technical committee on the repeal of the Electoral Act Amendment Bill.
In the 8th Senate, if we had the benefit of the cooperation of INEC at the outset, like we are having right now, and also the cooperation of the Office of the AGF at the outset, like we're having right now, I'm sure we would have cleared this long ago.
My hope is that by the time you resume on the 9th, there will be a clean copy of the bill tabled before the House and the Senate.
The technical committee held a 3-day retreat during which it considered the various memoranda received during the public hearing. Ignatius Nkwo, NTA News.
Bauchi State government has expressed preparedness to receive and administer the expected 3,800 doses of COVID-19 vaccine, as well as necessary facilities for the exercise have been procured and installed. Executive Chairman of the State Primary Health Care Development Agency, Dr. Ilwan Mohammed, made this known while conducting NTA round the installed facilities. Bulak Afsa completes the report.
Nigeria is expected to receive 100,000 doses of COVID-19 vaccines, and 3,800 doses will be sent to Bauchi State as part of measures to curb the spread of the pandemic in the country. The coronavirus vaccine is required to be stored in a temperature of -70 degrees centigrade. To this end, the Bauchi State government has procured true ultra-low temperature freezers with -86 degrees centigrade.
But even if they bring the vaccine today, we are ready to collect it. I heard that they are going to use the aircraft to bring the vaccines to Bauchi State. So just put it here. We don't have any challenge.
Dr. Ilwanu added that pregnant mothers, children below 20, and people with some terminal illnesses are exempted from the vaccination. And the state has put in place logistics to convey the vaccines to the 323 wards in the state. In Bauchi, Bulak Afsa, NTA News.
The Federal Ministry of Finance, Budget and National Planning, as well as the Federal Inland Revenue Service, have been directed to commence immediately remittances of funds approved by law to the National Agency for Science and Engineering Infrastructure, NASENI. President Muhammadu Buhari, who gave the directive, insists that NASENI must be provided adequate financial, human and material resources towards executing its mandate to realize its full potentials. President was speaking at the meeting of the agency's governing board as its chairman. State House correspondent Adamu Sambo has details.
NASENI was established in 1992 to facilitate, amongst others, local mass production of standard parts, goods and services required for the nation's technological advancement. Presiding over the meeting of the governing board for the first time since reconstitution in 2018, President Muhammadu Buhari described NASENI as not only critical to Nigeria's industrial development and creation of 10 million jobs, but also the realization of the economic recovery and growth plan, as well as the post-COVID-19 sustainability plan.
It is only deliberate deployment of engineering, science, technology and innovation, using technology domestication and reverse engineering of capital goods, making them available in Nigeria, that can fast-track realization of our collective will to build capacity and reduce poverty among our teeming populace. It is my desire that the Governing Council will reposition NASENI, for the realization of its mandate as envisioned by its founders.
The COVID-19 pandemic in particular, the president said, exposed the technology and innovation gap between Nigeria and the developed world, which NTAi is strategically positioned and poised to fill.
NTAi must be empowered and be given the autonomy and independence to forge international partnerships to acquire the relevant technologies for socio-economic and industrial advancement of the country. I hereby direct the Honorable Minister of Finance, Budget and National Planning to conclude negotiation and acceptance of 85% funding source for establishment of solar cell production, high voltage testing laboratory and transformer in collaboration with China Great Wall Industrial Corporation.
No government has ever attempted to provide this fund over the years.
The executive vice chairman of NTAi, who described the presidential directive as significant in fast-tracking Nigeria's industrial development, also appreciated the president for his commitment to the production of solar cells in Nigeria.
There is no place in Africa that today we are producing solar cells. NTAi has 7.5 megawatt capacity solar panel or solar module manufacturing plant in Karshi. The board has approved that we should use locally available raw material. And this raw material is silica. And silica is from sun. And sun is free of charge. If you can produce cells, then you have capacity to venture into electronic communication, technology, and computation equipment.
The governing board meeting, which continued behind closed doors, considered and approved various memoranda, including the collaboration between NTAi and Belgium Manufacturing Company for helicopter production in Nigeria.
There is a marching order to quickly have made in Nigeria helicopter. Technically, we'll be ready in 2 months, but the issue is that even when we design, produce, and fabricated jet engine, as I said, we will not deploy it until it meets all other international regulatory requirements. We are doing all we can, taking into consideration the checklist provided.
Also approved by the board includes National Tractor Refurbishing and Recovery Program, as well as the reconstitution of some critical standing committees. From the State House, Adamu Sambo, NTA News.
In the meantime, Imo State Governor Hope Uzodinma has imposed a dusk-to-dawn curfew as an interim measure to restore peace and order in Olu zone of the state. The curfew follows the crisis which erupted in the zone, alleged to have resulted in the loss of lives and destruction of property. Bright Ebochu reports.
The declaration of the curfew in 10 local government areas comprising Olu, Osu, Oru East and West, Idiato North and South, Njaba, Isu, Nwangela and Nkwere follows the activities of alleged militants who unleashed mayhem in Olu zone. Governor Hope Uzodinma, while briefing journalists in Owerri, condemned the violence, stressing that the destruction of lives and property is uncalled for, as no group of persons have the right to take the laws into their hands.
The government condemns in its entirety this act of extreme hooliganism and brigandage. This is completely unacceptable.
While calling for calm in the affected areas, the governor notes that the dusk-to-dawn curfew is expected to be adhered strictly to, assuring families of victims of the clash that the perpetrators will be brought to book, and urges law-abiding citizens to go about their businesses without fear of molestation. In Owerri, Bright Ebochu, NTA News.
Still on security, the Nigeria's Governors Forum has resolved to synergize with the Mieti Allah Cattle Breeders Association of Nigeria and security agencies in curbing crime and insecurity in the land. This decision formed part of the communique issued at the end of the meeting of the Governors Forum, Mieti Allah Breeders Association and security agencies on the emerging security challenges in the southwest zone of the country, held in Akure. Abiola Ario reports.
In recent times, there have been reported cases of crimes and criminalities ranging from banditry, kidnapping for ransom, as well as farmers-herders clashes resulting to loss of lives and property. To check these atrocities, Ondo State Governor issued a 7-day ultimatum to unregistered inhabitants of government reserves forest in the state. This generated much controversies, necessitating the meeting of state governors of Osun, Ekiti, Oyo, Kebbi, and Jigawa, representatives of police commands from 4 states, as well as leadership of Mieti Allah Cattle Breeders Association. The meeting resolved that criminalities have no coloration, and as such, attacks must not be based on tribes and ethnicity.
We can build roads, we can build bridges, we can build schools. But if the people do not feel safe to attend the schools, nobody will be there.
We must be able to identify as soon as possible, assist. These criminals should not be able to, they must not fester. This crime, we must nip it in the bud.
Both Fulanis, the governments and the security agencies agree on one thing, that they will not tolerate criminality in any form or shape.
We will not use criminality to solve another criminality.
The governors resolved to create more economic opportunities for citizens to avoid youths going into criminal activities. In Akure, Abiola Ario, NTA News.
This is the news at 10, broadcast live from our studios in Abuja. There's more to come after the break. Stay with us.
This is NTA News 24 broadcasting from Abuja. You can watch us anywhere, anytime on the following platforms.
Did you get to see the way Daily Babadu pulls this? Don't forget to send in your messages.
There's a difference between picking, child, and issue. The idea that is can do more with less people.
If we have a better way of addressing these issues, taking care of.
Congratulations, you were able to sign Timo Werner from RB Leipzig.
So you take water before your workout.
People have used their phone, using TikTok to do instantly.
Should I go for test?
A lot of people don't even have resources.
I'm Cecil, and this is the Medley Show on NTA.
You can follow us on all our social media platforms: Facebook at NTA Network News, Instagram at NTA Network, Twitter at NTA News Now, YouTube at NTA News Online, or visit www.nta.ng. For live streaming, visit www.nta.ng/live. Now, you can stay updated on the go, be it on your TV, iPhone, laptop, or iPad, or download the NTA mobile application from your Play Store or App Store. NTA, you can beat the rich.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can watch NTA International live on your TV, computer, iPad, tablet, and phone. Log on to visiontv.co.uk and click on Entertainment, then NTAi. You can also download the iOS or Android app on your mobile devices to watch NTA International on the go, anywhere in the world. NTA International, your window to the world.
I am a Nigerian. I am 1 in 5 Africans. I am a Nobel Prize winner, a soccer champion, a giant of literature, a musical icon.
24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can watch NTA International live on your TV, computer, iPad, tablet, and phone. Log on to visiontv.co.uk and click on Entertainment, then NTAi. You can also download the iOS or Android app on your mobile devices to watch NTA International on the go, anywhere in the world. NTA International, your window to the world.